It was late day 2 of the 2020 NFL Draft where the Buffalo Bills selected running back Zack Moss. Are Bills fans still happy with that pick? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to our 2020 rookie draft class grades as we continue to look at the 2020 Buffalo Bills NFL Draft and grade the rookie performances during the 2020 regular season. Again, thank you guys for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports content, and hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and leave a comment. We're going to talk about Zack Moss. If you haven't seen the AJ Epineza video, I posted that one yesterday, so make sure to check that one out as we grade every single Buffalo Bills draft pick from the 2020 NFL Draft after the rookie season. We're going to take a look at running back Zack Moss. Zack Moss was selected in the 3rd round by the Buffalo Bills, 86th overall. He was the 10th running back taken off the board, and Bills fans kind of had an idea that they were going to take a running back at some point in the draft, right? We knew we had Singletary. We were excited to see what he could do. However, we also knew that we were losing Frank Gore, right? Frank Gore was with us in 2019. He was no longer going to be with us. We needed to get a young back. We needed to get someone else in the backfield, and the Buffalo Bills did just that by picking up Zack Moss. Now, in 2019, Zack Moss won the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, so Bills fans had to be excited about this pick. Again, the 10th running back taken off the board, a pretty good running back to have, and he was kind of not the polar opposite of Devin Singletary, but definitely made us feel like we would have a good 1-2 punch heading into the 2020 NFL season. Now, who knew that the Buffalo Bills would only run the ball 20 to 25% of the time during that season? Normally the Bills, you think of Buffalo, you think of a running team. Well, now with Josh Allen as our quarterback, we're not running the ball nearly as much, and Josh Allen also adds a running element to his game, so running backs have to split carries not only with each other, but with Josh Allen. So that really limited the amount of carries that Zack Moss was going to get. We knew he'd be a backup behind Devin Singletary, but as the season wore on, you saw Zack Moss getting more of a workload and Devin Singletary's workload kind of backing up a little bit. Now, what does this mean for 2021? Does this mean Zack Moss has a chance to be a starter? Maybe, possibly. I personally think he outplayed Devin Singletary in 2020, so it's very likely that the Buffalo Bills will consider moving him to the starting role and moving Devin Singletary to a backup role. I know some of Bills Mafia wants another running back selected in the 2021 NFL Draft. I don't see that happening. I don't see Coach McDermott, Brandon Beane spending 3 drafts in a row looking at the running back position, but we also know that Brandon Beane's not afraid to take best player available, and so if there's a good running back late in the draft, maybe he'll pick him up. But let's talk again about Zack Moss. So Zack Moss was, again, the 10th running back taken out of the 2020 NFL Draft, played in 13 regular season games, did not start a single game during the regular season, and this might be more proof that he outshined Devin Singletary in the regular season as it wore on, because he did start that wild card weekend game against the Indianapolis Colts. So although he didn't have a single start in the regular season, the Bills went with him to start the first week of the postseason. Who knows what happened afterwards, because obviously during that wild card weekend game against the Colts, Zack Moss suffers a ankle injury, and he's out for the remainder of the playoffs. Very unfortunate, but still had a pretty good season, if you ask me, as it results in our rookies, right? As our running back room wasn't that great in 2020. I know a lot of people were unhappy with that, but then again, you have to consider the offensive line. Was that an issue? The run blocking. I think run blocking was a huge issue for the Buffalo Bills this season. So you have to take that into account, and Zack Moss was still able to average more than 4 yards per carry. And listen, if you give it to him 3 times, he gets you 4 yards each down. That's a first down every single time. So I'm going to take 4 yards a carry. Maybe not too many explosive plays out of Zack Moss this season, but still you like that consistency. Listen, he had 112 rushes, 30 of those were first downs. So 25%, or a little less than 25% of his rushes were for first downs. I like that consistency. I'll take that any day of the week. Overall in 2020, he had 112 rush attempts for 481 yards, 4 touchdowns. Again, that's 4.3 yards per carry. Also had 14 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown as well. So you also like to see a guy who can do things out of the backfield, catching the ball, decent blocker as well as it comes to blocking for Josh Allen, protecting Josh Allen's pocket a little bit. I think Devin Singletary might be a little bit better blocker than Zack Moss. But one thing you got to remember when it comes to blitz schemes and picking up a blitz for these running backs, Zack Moss, along with all these other rookies I'm going to talk about, did not have a training camp, right? There was no training camp this past offseason due to the pandemic, no preseason games to kind of learn what's going on. So they were kind of learning on the fly, which also might affect these grades a little bit, also might affect their performance during the 2020 regular season. But again, Zack Moss, 112 rushes, 14 receptions, only played 35% of the Buffalo Bills offensive snaps during the 2020 regular season. I expect that number to go up in 2021. Again, the Bills, Buffalo Bills fans, they were expecting the Bills to go running back at some point during the 2020 NFL draft, and they did in the 3rd round. Got pretty good value, I would say, out of the 10th running back taken off the board. I think he played better than some of the running backs taken before him. I think that he has a lot of room to grow, obviously, in his 2nd year. Hopefully we see him shine in his 2nd year and really give us that 1-2 punch that we were expecting that rookie year between Singletary and Moss. I think it's going to be fun to see Zack Moss grow. I think out of all of our rookies on the offensive side of the ball, this might have been one of the best. I know we're talking about Gabe Davis in a little bit here. I know everyone was excited about Gabe Davis, but man, I think Zack Moss really can be utilized well in this offense, and I think he has a lot more to prove if Brian Daboll will use him more. Again, one thing I said throughout the regular season, it's hard to get your feet under you if you're only getting 5 to 10 carries a game, and in a lot of cases, that's how many carries these guys were getting. I feel like some running backs do better the more carries they get, the more the game wears on, the more you wear out that defense. We see it with Derrick Henry all the time. So we'll see what happens in 2021. But for 2020, I'm giving Zack Moss a grade of a B. I thought he played really well overall, again, averaging over 4 yards per carry. So let me know what your grade is in the comment section. And again, let me know what you think about Zack Moss as we continue to look at the 2020 Buffalo Bills NFL draft picks. Again, already did AJ Epineza yesterday. I look forward to doing our next draft pick tomorrow. That's going to be another offensive stud in Gabriel Davis. So again, thank you guys for joining me on this edition of Believers Talk. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.